are you going to save money this year? And more importantly, what are you going to do with the money you save? Let me know in the comments and let's get right to the tips. First, let's start with tips for saving money around the house. Use slightly less dish or laundry detergent than the manufacturer recommends because they usually recommend way more than you actually need. Have one cup that is your cup and only your cup, and use that one throughout the day. This will save both on water bottle expenses and dishes. This is what my son calls a Deanie spatula. You use it for getting all the bits and bobs out of containers so you're not throwing away jars of jam that still have good jam in them. Consider using reusable products over disposable ones. This goes for anything from plates, napkins, razors, even menstrual products. When you open a new bottle of soap or shampoo, try writing the date on the bottom of it. I know it sounds weird, but this way you'll know how long it actually takes you to get through one of those bottles, and it'll make you less tempted to just keep buying more soap because, I don't know, I need more soap. No, now you know how dang long it takes you to go through a thing of soap. You don't need to buy that much. And speaking of shampoo, you know how it says like lather, rinse, repeat? You don't need to do the repeat part. Okay, if you live near a college, the end of the spring semester, like around May, that is the time to go dumpster diving. Like not literally in the dumpster, but just they give away so much stuff. College students don't quite know the value of a dollar just yet in a lot of cases, or else they're international students and they don't want to track everything home. You can score amazing freebies. I'm talking like kitchen appliances, good furniture, even tech. Reuse your towel. You don't have to throw it in the hamper after every shower you take. It'll be good for a week. And this is going to cut back dramatically on the amount of laundry you need to do. All right, moving on to energy. 1, keep your house a little bit cooler in the winter or a little bit warmer in the summer to cut down on your energy costs. Use LED light bulbs, and for the love of Mike, please turn off those lights when you're not using them. That was my dad's voice in my head. All right, do you have a hot water heater that you're the one in control of? Okay, you need to go and check to make sure it's at 120 degrees. They usually come preset to 140 degrees, but you only need them at 120 to kill off all the bad bacteria. Any hotter than that, and you're just wasting energy. In fact, the US Department of Energy says that you can waste up to $461 per year just by having your hot water tank too hot. And speaking of the government, you should go Google your state energy efficiency program. There are tons of discounts, tax credits, freebies, rebates that they're offering to people who are doing certain things. Everyone can qualify for some of these goodies, but if you have an income under a certain level, you qualify for a ton more. Like a family of my size in my state making less than $69,000 a year qualifies for a ton. You're qualified for like a free heat pump, free insulation, credits to heat your home. Like there is a lot available to people that most people don't know about. Turn off or unplug appliances when you're not using them. I mean, not your kitchen fridge, but. And when it's time to replace old appliances, make sure you're trying to replace with an energy efficient one. Okay, here's a trick. If you live in a state that has multiple electric companies you can choose from or multiple like energy providers you can choose from, try to get on all of the email lists, like the marketing email lists for all of those companies. I have seen companies offer me discounts because I was on their mailing list and they were like trying to get me to switch from my other company. So it's worth just getting on an email list to see if anything pops up. Use more small appliances to cook your food, like crock pots, toasters, instead of heating up your big stove or oven and using a ton more energy. And if you're going to leave the house for a while, like for a long weekend or a vacation, make sure you turn your thermostat down. I mean, don't put it down so low that your pipes burst because then you'll be sad, but you do not need to keep your house at the same level you, a person, is comfortable at when you're gone. All right, let's talk about food. When you find a good deal on sale meat, you are going to want to stock up as much as you can, chop it up into 1 pound increments and chuck them in the freezer. And if you don't have enough room in your freezer, really consider getting a chest freezer. They are not that expensive on Facebook Marketplace. I see them rolling for $50 at a time, all the time. And that kind of investment pays for itself if you buy like 10 or 20 pounds of food, pays for itself. And they don't use that much energy either. Check them out. I'll leave my favorite one linked in the description, the one that we have. Bake snacks or desserts instead of buying them because they're delicious. So much more delicious than if you're going to buy them from a store. That's a brownie. If you are going to eat fast food, make sure you're signing up for those like apps that give all the coupons, but except make sure once you've done that, you hide the app on your phone so you're not constantly seeing that icon and getting tempted to go to that fast food joint. You have the app, it's there when you want to save the money, but you're not being constantly tempted to go there and spend a ton more, which is what the company wants you to do, right? You can store the tops and end bits of like carrots, onions, celery, and then cook them into a broth the next time you need them instead of having to buy store-bought broth. Bake your own bread. Eat less meat. Eat less leftovers. Hear me out on this one. If you are already going to add a ton of cream, sugar, flavorings, whatever to your coffee, you can choose to reuse the grounds to make your second cup of the day. Or just like add 1 teaspoon or tablespoon more to stretch your grounds out. I don't notice the difference. If you're a coffee snob, you'll notice the difference, but I don't notice the difference. And lastly, compare food prices in your area by keeping a price book so you know which stores have the best prices on certain products that you buy all the time. All right, the bane of our existence. Let's talk bills. One, if you call your internet company and say, "Hi, I am going to leave you," for insert name of other internet provider in your area, or you can just say, "I am going to leave you and use the internet that is provided on my cell phone plan," and then just wait and see if they offer you a deal, like a promotional discount or even like a financial hardship discount, because they really, really want you to stay, and then you save money on internet all year. See if your car insurance will offer you a safe driver discount if you install like a dashboard cam or like a safe driver app. Some of them do that. With some car insurance companies, you can earn a discount just by having a certain job. Like they think you're less risky if you're like a teacher, an accountant, librarian. Apparently boring people save money. Kidding, I was a teacher. We're like the furthest thing from boring. But you have to ask for that discount. It's very sneaky. You can also get discounts on your car insurance if you have like a big life change that results in you driving less, like if you suddenly got a work from home job or you became a stay-at-home mom and now you're not commuting anymore. If you're driving a lot less than you used to, you will have a lot less risk for getting in a car accident and having the insurance company have to pay money. So they're willing to give you a discount sometimes. Again, if you ask. Is this stuff blowing your mind yet? Because you can leave a like if it is. Recycle and compost when you can to save money on trash costs. Because companies like Mint Mobile and Cricket are really taking a lot of business away from the bigger cell phone companies, some of the big guys offer a ton of cool freebies if you stick with them. Like we have T-Mobile, and every week on T-Mobile Tuesdays on the app, they give me free stuff. Sometimes it's like coupons to Dunkin' Donuts, free streaming services, free photo prints. Like there's a ton of cool stuff we get because we have T-Mobile. And this is not sponsored. I just want everyone to know about all the free stuff you can ever get in life. So check and see what your cell phone provider offers. If you live in a place that offers time of use electric rates, you should compare them to what you're currently paying and see if it's a better deal, because if so, you can save a ton of money just by running like your dishwasher and your laundry machines at night instead of during the day when there's a big demand on the power grid. When it comes to things like insurance, but also some other things, if you prepay for a couple months or a full year in advance, they give you a discount a lot of the times. Set your bills to auto pay if you, like me, tend to lose bills and then forget to pay them and get dinged with late fees and then be really sad. Auto pay is your friend. If medical bills are killing you, and hi, hello, just had a third baby, not covered by insurance, you can ask for an itemized bill from the medical provider or the hospital, and sometimes seeing that breakdown will get insurance to cover other things that they didn't before. But if not, you can always call the medical provider or the hospital for their financial assistance and see if they can help you out. All right, people think kids are really expensive. I am here to say they don't have to be. So let's talk about how to save money with kids. Did you know Pizza Hut still gives free pizzas to kids who read books? They do. Link in the description. Make toys from stuff you otherwise might throw away. So like, fun story. Shortly after our daughter was born, my husband started calling me a trash panda, like very affectionately, because I'd started using recyclables and turning them into toys, like old oatmeal containers and like tissue boxes. You name it, I was making games from them, and she unexpectedly did not care, as is the case with most babies. Get secondhand clothes, and if you're trying to find secondhand clothes, make friends with a family who has a kid like slightly older or slightly larger and the same gender as your kid, and then just be like, hey, if you ever had any, and then you can just say, hey, if you ever have any hand-me-downs, we'll take them, and then you win. All right, let's talk about teacher gifts. As a former teacher, I can tell you the most meaningful gift any parent could ever have given me was just a note telling me how appreciated I was and any things they remember or their child remembers that they liked about the year they spent with me. That would have made my year. And if you really want to go above and beyond, make a copy of that and send it to their principal so it can get put in their file. And that does not cost you a dime. All right. You gotta check it out. These reusable pouches, not those little Go-Gurt containers, not the disposable plastic applesauce containers. These are where it's at. Because then you can buy the bulk sizes of the treats your kids like, or make smoothies and stuff, and then you have this very handy container to hand them to them in. If you've got school-age kids who like don't have access to a microwave at lunchtime at school, you can always like heat up something like chicken nuggets and then stuff it inside a thermos, and then they can go eat it at school and it'll still be hot. It doesn't have to just be soup and thermoses. Cut your kids' hair at home, and for entertainment, read to your kids. Doesn't matter if it's picture books, chapter books, Guinness Book of World Records, Where's Waldo, any of the above. Kids just love being read to, and books are free at your local library. All right, moving right along, let's talk about shopping. So understanding the yearly cycle of clearancing items is super important. Bathing suits and other summery things are probably gonna go on sale in September. Halloween candy goes on sale in November. Winter coats are gonna go on sale around April. If you can anticipate your needs before they're an emergency that you have to buy for, you can save so much cash. Hola. Before shopping for new clothes, shop your closet or your bags in the basement, whatever, and see if you can repurpose or reuse anything you already have so you don't have to go out and buy new stuff. If you're doing research before buying something new, don't go on those websites that are like top 10 best blah blah blah, because 9 times out of 10 they're just someone who picked 10 items from Amazon and they've never actually seen any of the products. They just use the Amazon reviews to write the article. They've never seen it before. They're just trying to get your Amazon affiliate income. Do your own research. Do your online shopping in incognito mode or use like a private browser like DuckDuckGo. Not sponsored, just love them. That way you're not being tracked and you're not going to get these like hyper specific, super accurate ads in the next couple days trying to get you to buy more from those retailers. Check your receipts or watch the screen as the cashier is checking you out to make sure there's not any mistakes ringing up. If you find a mistake, I mean, at least they're going to put the correct price on, but sometimes companies will actually give you the product for free because you caught the mistake. Sometimes when I'm searching places like Facebook Marketplace, for especially like for bigger purchases, I will start at the oldest listings first, because if those items are still available, those sellers are they tend to be a little bit more desperate and willing to bargain with you for a better price. Unsubscribe from all the retailer email newsletters, email lists, so you're not constantly getting bombarded by, oh, don't forget there's this sale. Hey, here's a real cool discount code. If you really want to stay on those email lists, try creating like a separate newsletter, spammy, junk email account where all of that can go that you don't constantly look at, so you're not constantly being tempted to spend more money. If you, like me, are an adult of smaller stature, you can shop in the kids' clothes section for cheaper. These are my kid-size LL Bean boots that I got for 50% off. They're 10 years strong. Highly recommend. And if you're nervous about shopping kids' clothes, no one knows if you shop online. Whenever you have a known big expense coming up, try the put the word out method first. You would have no idea what people have lying in their basements that they didn't have the energy to try to sell. But once they know that you're looking for something, they are more than willing to let you take it off their hands for a reasonable fee. Maybe even free. And last, hold on to all those used gift bags and tissue paper. You're gonna need them again. They're not that used. Just have a nice organized spot in your basement. Don't go crazy. And that's one expense you'll just never have to pay for again. All right, let's talk about fun stuff, because if all you ever do in life is have to choose between doing no fun, no spend, boringness, and having fun and spending money, guess which one you're gonna pick? You've gotta have good, cheap or free fun alternatives to help you not go crazy. And my friends, there is no better place to start than your local library. And don't skip ahead thinking I'm going to talk about boring books, because of course they have books, but do you know what else libraries have nowadays? When was the last time you went into a library? They are incredible. I mean, obviously the library has books and DVDs and newspapers and all that stuff that they had when you were 12 and you had to do a book report. But now they also have a lot more. Some have board games and puzzles and video games and all kinds of other like non-book entertainment you can check out. Mine also has something called a library of things. So much stuff. In the wintertime, they let you check out sleds so you can go sledding, or snowshoes. You can get a bird watching kit, you can get giant Jenga, you can get cornhole, a spice testing station. So if you want to try a new ethnic cuisine that you never tried before and you don't want to have to go out and buy a gazillion different new spices you're not familiar with, you can just go up there and take like 1 teaspoon of saffron. Maybe not saffron, saffron's expensive. 1 teaspoon of whatever you're not familiar with. There's just a whole spice rack you can take from. It's free at the library. Many local museums, parks, zoos, that kind of thing will offer free times or days when you could just go without paying, or sometimes they will, again, I'm gonna say it, give free tickets to the local library. You just have to check them out from them. I literally take my kids to the Children's Museum all the time on the library account. Wahoo. You can learn a new skill, like writing poetry, cooking, small engine repair, like you name it. I mean, YouTube is free, people. You can grab an identification guide and start learning about like the local birds and plants in your area. What's that? Most people don't consider cataloging local wildlife fun? Huh. Volunteer. Make a pen pal friend. Send them letters. Snuggle something adorable. Like find a puppy or a baby or like a really soft blanket. I mean, just who doesn't like snuggling? Seriously. All right, and finally, to round this out, I'm actually going to share a couple ways you can make money. I know I said this was a video on saving money and making money is kind of different, but I'm just going to assume you're okay with it, and we're just going to keep going. Class action lawsuits. These are still a thing. Did you know that? You can go and, like, I recently just signed up and I'm going to get money back for being a Facebook user, for buying pork at any grocery store anywhere in the United States in the last 14 years, and doing any Google search since 2009. I mean, that's pretty much everyone qualifies for those, right? You can just go get money now. Link in the description. Check if your work or health insurance offers freebies for just doing healthy stuff. We've received over $500 in gift cards. You can get free breast pumps if you have a baby. Some give out free diapers. I mean, like, health insurance rewards are no joke. You need to go and check up and see what yours gives out. You can search your name under like your state's unclaimed property website. It'll have like a .gov, so it's, you know, super safe. I left the federal one in the description so you can like find your state and get it, but there's like millions of dollars that it's just unclaimed that you didn't even know. Like, I've received money, my husband has received money. You just check your name every so often and sometimes money shows up that you didn't know was owed to you from like 20 years ago. And finally, learn to budget your money, like on paper or an app, or, you know. Most people, when they finally figure out where all of their money is going, feel like they just got a raise, and it's so much more than you ever understood you were spending. In fact, if you want to know the most effective ways I have found to get out of debt, including budgeting, I'm going to link to the video I did talking about how my family kicked 40K of debt to the curb, and you can listen to that if you want to, and I will see you later. Bye, YouTube.